thank you for joining me today. My name is Lauren Hope. I am the Executive Director of the Second Service Foundation, and today we're going to talk about our Military Entrepreneur Challenge and any questions you might have in how it all works. The Second Service Foundation is a nonprofit that exists to support military entrepreneurs through coaching, capital, and resources. We do that through inspiration and education, all sorts of good stuff. So with this, we have the Military Entrepreneur Challenge. It is a 3-part competition to compete for grants and resources from our sponsors. So who we are. Second Service Foundation was started by Mark Rockefeller. He is our founder and chairman of the board, and he is an Air Force veteran himself. He knows that as military spouses and veterans, we are uniquely qualified to run incredible businesses after our military service. And so he's putting his money and time where his mouth is and supporting the military entrepreneur community. In order to apply for our Military Entrepreneur Challenge, this Ask Me Anything is for the MSOY community only, so it's a little bit different this time. So I do want to touch on a couple of those differences as well as let you know what is normal when we host our events. So for applications, we open our application windows for about a 3-week period prior to the event, and everyone's welcome to apply online through our website. Because this particular event is only for the MSOY community, the applications are done through Whova and through our email system. So if you've received you're interested in participating in the challenge link, you're going to click through there to sign up, and we'll follow up with you all with emails. We're doing our best to keep this a closed circuit so that we have only MSOYs participating in the competition. The application process itself is relatively simple. It's filling out a couple of forms for us. There's basic information that makes sense. There's a couple of questions that are a little more pointed, and it's asking about you and your business experience. And the reason we collect that information is, one, we're actually a partner of the Small Business Administration through IVMF at Syracuse University. And so by collecting this information about military entrepreneurs and sharing it with them, we're able to get more support and funding for military entrepreneurship. We get to give them a lay of the land and what's happening in the military world. Lastly, one of the most important things we ask you for is a business one-pager. This is truly, just think of it like a one-page resume for your business, and you're going to tell us about who you are, what you do, and you're going to keep it very brief and succinct. The reason why is we like to educate our judges on who you are so that they can ask better questions, but to keep all things as fair as we possibly can, we present this business one-pager to them about 2 minutes before you walk into the pitching room. So their first and only impression of you is the business one-pager. So when doing the application, do note it is a 2-step process. You sign up for speed coaching and then the pitch competition. The business one-pager attachment is in the second half. It will be very helpful to get your point across for the judges. Let's see here. Oh, I know that Megan has put in the chat. Megan is my digital asset manager here at the Second Service Foundation. Adore her services. Thank you. She'll be running the chat. So if you do have any specific questions today as we go, we'll probably be here for about 30 minutes at most. Feel free to drop them in the chat, and I'll pause from time to time to catch up with you guys. Let's see here. So, yes, ma'am.
So we have a follow-up question about the one-pager.
Yes.
Since you just talked about it. Is that a true one-page document, or can it be 2 or 3 pages?
So while there are no written rules for business and in other applications you could use 2, for this application, I recommend sticking to 1 page, 1 side. And the reason why is we allot about 10 minutes for each participant to pitch for 2 minutes to the judges. And it sounds like 8 minutes in between would be a lot of buffer time, but in reality, what's actually happening is the judges hear your 2-minute pitch. We do have a timer, I'll talk about that. Then the judges have a roughly 3-minute window to ask follow-up questions for clarification as well as offer you suggestions. And then They have to tally their scores, we change the room, and then they're presented the next business one-pager in order to move on to the next candidate. So that 10 minutes flies by. So one page, one side, and again, when I say make it succinct, what I'm really saying is make it something that somebody could probably read in a minute or two. It will better serve you. If yours is solid size 8 font, top to bottom, they're not going to get through it all, so they're not going to see the bottom half. So for this purpose, one page, one size. Let's see here. Anything else at this moment? Okay, all right, moving forward. Who's open to apply? For all Second Service Foundation Military Entrepreneur Challenges, we encourage military veterans, military spouses who are either active duty or veteran, doesn't matter, and then Gold Star immediate family members. For this particular special event, you must be an MSOY title holder. That can be base, branch, or overall, but you must be in the MSOY community in order to participate. I personally know that MSOYs are uniquely qualified to take over the world, and that's why we decided to partner with AFI. So I really look forward to the caliber that we'll see in this competition. Let's see here. So as I've mentioned, the Military Entrepreneur Challenge is 3 different portions. So I'm going to walk you through what each portion looks like, what expectations you should have, and we'll stop on the way for questions there. So the first thing that's going to happen, obviously you apply online. We have a committee that will go through all of the applications, and we're going to choose our 9 strongest applicants to pitch live to our judges at MSOY. This will happen on Tuesday, May 9th. It will be ahead of the town hall, so you will need to be in town. I believe we start at 1 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. If you want to save the date, we'll send out more specific information if you're selected. But the first thing you're going to do is pitch to our judges. And this is a much smaller, much more private thing than maybe what you've seen from us in the past, because it gives our judges the opportunity to ask those one-on-one questions and give you some very candid feedback before we go into the following events. It's definitely an opportunity to grow. Our judges, very widely respected in the military entrepreneur community. We will have, in the past we've had, let me start there. We're not 100% certain on our judges yet, but in the past we've had Cortez Riggs is the founder of the Military Influencer Conference. We have Daniel Sylvester of Holland and Knight. He is one of our sponsors as well as a partner at the legal firm. And then for our last event, we had Cameron Cruz, who's one of the co-founders of R Riveter, best known for their time on Shark Tank and now partnering with Mark Cuban. So we try to bring the highest quality input that we can. Let's see here. Things that you can expect from the judges after your 2-minute pitch. Well, first off, how they score. We're going to give you the parameters that they score by ahead of time. At no point is this meant to be a gotcha situation. We're going to be as transparent as we can so that you can do as best as you possibly can. Some of the parameters include how timely were you? Let's see here. So you are allotted 2 minutes in order to make your pitch. We'll have a green timer in the room. It's going to count down from 2 minutes to 0. And then once you hit 0, there's no big buzzer or anything, but the numbers are going to start counting up in red. I will be in the room. I'll ensure that you can see the timer, but I do recommend that you keep an eye on it, because then you won't lose any points if you go over. You'll receive points if you end right about 2 minutes. And going short, like a minute to a minute and a half, is also viewed as not perhaps using your time wisely. You could have informed us more. So do know that that's the mentality with the timer. Other things that they're going to be judging on are how effective of a speaker are you, how practiced is your pitch, and things like your business. What are you going to do with the money? Are you looking to grow? Will you hire military spouses and veterans and create jobs? What impact will your idea have on the military community? This is open to both for-profit and nonprofits, and we only ask that these businesses applying are in the, I'll say, the beginner stages. I know that looks different for every business, so while some businesses may have not raised $1 yet, and others may have raised hundreds of thousands, The qualifier that we have for this, being funded by the Small Business Administration, is that your group is in need of funding in order to move forward with growing your business, right? Let's see here. Any questions at the moment? Shall I keep going? All right. So you have your 2 minutes to pitch to the judges. They're going to offer you feedback back. Please walk into that feedback with an open mind. They're going to offer you really strong suggestions so that if you are selected as one of the finalists, that you might work into your presentation for the next pitch. Let's see here. So after you pitch to the judges, one of our requirements of the competition is that you attend our speed coaching event. Traditionally, our speed coaching event is a one-on-one event where we bring in very high quality coaches who may or may not have military experience, but they definitely have entrepreneurial experience. And they'd sit down with you. It's a round robin, so it's 3 20-minute periods. That said, we're doing it a little bit different for MSOY. Just by the nature of the people in the room, we wanted to speak very directly to the needs. So instead of doing our traditional speed coaching, we are doing a how to pitch presentation where we're going to teach you how to improve your presence and your impact. And then after that presentation, we're going to go into breakout groups. So the 3 different breakout groups that we will have are entrepreneurs, for-profit, nonprofit, and then advocates as well. Because I fully recognize that not every MSOY is an entrepreneur, but I would still like to assist you with your endeavors. I firmly believe that having a beautiful pitch put together and ready to go will help open doors that you never dreamed. So our speed coaching event is 1 hour. It will be on Tuesday, May 9th. I believe, Meg, is it 3:30 to 4:30? Does that sound right? If you'll give me a confirmation in the chat, I would appreciate it. Let's see here. So speed coaching, our coaches, Mark Rockefeller opens up his little black book, and I have the pleasure of going through it and contacting some of the most incredible entrepreneurs I've ever met. So I'm always very impressed with the caliber that we bring. After speed coaching, let's see, the pitch competition. So we're going to bring in 9 semi-finalists to pitch to the judges on day 1. From there, the judges are going to decide which 3 finalists will move forward. On day 2, this is the MSOY Town Hall on Wednesday, May 10th. We're going to have a live pitch competition. You are going to pitch to your peers in the MSOY community up on stage at the Town Hall. So expectations there. Mark and I will be up on stage. We'll tell everyone a little bit about Second Service Foundation, what we do, and what every semi-finalist has been through in order to get to this point. We're going to ask everybody to come up on stage. We'll celebrate you in our own special little way. I won't spoil all the surprises yet. And then at that time, we will announce who the 3 finalists are based on the judges' decisions. So in that moment, it's a little bit of sudden death. Be prepared, because we're going to ask those 3 finalists to immediately go into pitching to the live audience. And you're competing for live audience votes to win. It's a little nerve-wracking, so I want to be transparent now. That said, know your audience. The first time you're pitching to judges with entrepreneurial experience. They might have military experience, but they definitely have entrepreneurial experience. Make sure when you're using things like acronyms that you know your audience understands them. So if you're using them, please explain them if your audience doesn't know what they are. So when you go into the live pitch competition for the MSOY Town Hall, it's pretty safe to say that everyone in there has military experience. So maybe you offer a slightly different pitch to this new crowd, right? But I bet they're not going to have entrepreneurial experience. So in the past, things that we've seen work very well are, how do I put this? Speaking to your audience, right? I know right now I have a bunch of military spouses here, and you understand what we do, at least at the lightest level. So I'm going to skip on some details and tailor others, right? Your military spouses that are voting for you, or let me put this. This isn't my pitch today. I'm just having fun with y'all. The military spouses may not understand all of the details of what your entrepreneurial endeavor does, but they do have hearts, and we have found that people tend to vote with their hearts in these moments. So speak to that. Let's see here. So the pitch competition, we've talked about how to apply to it, how you're going to pitch. We're going to do our live audience votes at the end of our town hall. But the surprise for the MSOY group is we're not announcing our winner that day. We're going to announce the winner at the luncheon the following day on Thursday the 11th. So when you're applying for the pitch competition, you will have to certify that you are capable of attending the luncheon if you are chosen as one of the 3 finalists. Traditionally, I know this luncheon is only open to the current year group winners, as well as past winners at the branch level and higher. We do have seats saved for our 3 finalists in the event that you were not attending the luncheon. Let's see here. So at the luncheon, we'll have about 10 minutes of time on stage. We'll call up our 3 finalists. Mark will explain to all of the guests what we do, and we'll go into announcing who our overall winner is. Something I haven't talked about yet is what are the prizes. I keep talking about all the announcements, but I would love to get into the prizes now. So we've changed our program a little bit this year. I'll start up front with that. Our goal has been to grow entrepreneurs, but what we found in the past, we gave away very high dollar prizes and very little continuing support after that. We're changing it a little bit this year and trying something new to try to really elevate new and grassroots businesses and get them access to the help that they need. So we're choosing 9 semifinalists. If you've been chosen as a semifinalist based on your application, you are guaranteed a $1,000 grant for your for or nonprofit business. That's it. Show up, complete all of the prerequisite items like going to speed coaching and participating in the pitch competition, $1,000 grant right off the bat. What you're really competing for once you show up at Town Hall is an additional $1,000 grant, as well as $25,000 in pro bono legal services from Holland and Knight, as well as $5,000 in PR services from the Second Service Foundation. Our goal is to help you elevate your platform to the highest level that we can and start to open some doors for you. Now, those prizes are well and lovely, but only one person can win the top prize. Another massive change that we've made to the program this year is whether or not you can compete again. In the past, you could not compete again. If you won a prize from Street Shares Foundation or Second Service, that was it. You were done. Thank you for your time. See you later. We're looking to build a relationship with you guys. I know that's where all the magic happens. So I would like everyone to come out and get their first time pitch jitters out of the way. Do your best, but know that it's not the end of the road when it comes to us. If you are a semifinalist or an applicant, but not an overall winner, you have the opportunity to compete again at the Military Influencer Conference, which is our national finale in November. We bring out the much bigger prizes, but we're also expecting everybody to bring out a much more polished game, right? So for the Military Influencer Conference, the national finale, you can look at prizes of $15,000, $4,000, and $6,000 for first, second, and third, and legal services in the amount of $50,000, $25,000, and $25,000 for first, second, and third. So we will up the ante, but you got to practice your game. All right. Let's see here, Megan. Any questions at the moment? No. All right. Moving forward. If you do have questions, please feel free to drop them in the chat. I will be happy to answer them. Let's see here now. So going on to sponsors. So we have several sponsors here at the Second Service Foundation. I know I've made mention of a few of them, but we build our sponsorships out very strategically so that we can help your businesses. So first and foremost, Sam Adams Boston Beer Company has been one of our largest sponsors for many years now. And Jim Cook, our founder there, loves what we do, right? So you will probably see Sam Adams with us from time to time. They are the ones that we can personally thank for all of the grant money that we give away. Next, we have the The Institute for Veteran and Military Families, IVMF, at Syracuse University is a portion of the Small Business Administration, and they help us put on all of our speed coaching events and pay for our travel and all of the logistics. So when we do PR for you all, that's thanks to the Small Business Administration. Let's see, we have Holland and Knight, who's providing all the legal services. As a small business owner myself, I know how crucial it is to have all of your legal services. And it's really hard to afford those from the beginning. So I'm very grateful to them for supplying that fundamental foundation. Let's see here. Yes, ma'am.
We have a question about tech capabilities for pitching, and will they be different between the town hall pitch and the 9 semifinalists pitching to the judging panel?
Really good question. Okay, so I'm not even going to say that you have tech capabilities because you don't need them. In the first pitch, when you're pitching directly to the judges, it's a small room. There's no need for microphone, anything like that, because it's 4 to 6 people in the room. We're not going to offer AV. There's no slide decks that go with this. I want to see you and your speaking skills. That's it. When we go into the town hall portion, where it's the 3 finalists pitching on stage to the live audience, we'll be using the microphone setup that MSOY provides us. So if you've been a speaker in the past or attended, I know it varies between handheld microphone and clip-on microphone, so I can't tell you which style you'll get, but you will get one of those. And again, no slides. And I'll be honest, because I'm new in this position and we're rewriting the rules as we see fit, I'm not sure what we're doing at the Military Influencer Conference for the national finale. So tune into our Ask Me Anything for that one, and I will give you the updated situation there. One difference I can tell you in applying for the national finale versus one of these regional events is that we will also require a 2-minute video that is your pitch, right? It doesn't have to be presented as a pitch. You're welcome to record and edit as much as you'd like. Tell us about who you are and what you do and why you deserve to be a part of the Military Entrepreneur Challenge. Does that help? Okay, beautiful. All right, let's see here. So how to support us. I fully acknowledge that all entrepreneurs are in different stages of their businesses and business life. So we always ask for donations from larger corporate companies and sponsorship of in-kind things like our pro bono legal services. As up-and-coming entrepreneurs, if I can ask for your support on social media, that would be phenomenal. We are trying to be the largest cheerleaders possible of all of our entrepreneurs and really build out a community, and I welcome you into it. Let's see. If you haven't already, we do have a newsletter that you can sign up for on our website. We'll always notify you about new events and some really cool things that our previous winners are doing. And let's see here. Have you all, can I ask a poll of those attending right now, if you've already applied through the process, have you had any issues there? Let's see. And while I'm waiting on answers for that question, what does the future look like for us here at Second Service Foundation? We usually hold about quarterly events. We have decided to arrange them as 3 regional competitions and then conclude the year with a national competition at the Military Influencer Conference. We're probably going to stick with that here for the next couple of years to come, but don't be surprised if we grow in between, so we might change that up. That said, let's see here. We are looking for suggestions for locations for our event. We do travel around, and we like to partner with other groups that are already putting on events, things we've done in the past, event like MilSpouse Fest, right? That's why we're partnering with MSOY right now. If you know of any wonderful events that you attend and think could benefit from our program, by all means, let me know. We're just trying to diversify where we go and who we reach. Yes, Megan.
We have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Any chances for virtual opportunities for military spouses, veterans located at CONUS?
Yes. Okay, that's a great question. Thank you. So we learned a couple of things over the pandemic. One, anything can be done by Zoom, as we are proving right now. So there's that. But we also noticed that most of the magic happens with mentorship in person. So for the time being, it's all in-person events, those quarterly events that I had mentioned. That said, I am building out another program right now for people who are interested in entrepreneurship, but they're not quite sure where to start. So I would say they're people that are probably earlier in the stage than someone who's willing to pitch. And so we are building out an executive level coaching program to coach them into what type of entrepreneurship might be the best fit for them. So please keep your eye on your email if you've signed up for our newsletter. We will announce that here maybe by MSOY time. So we are working on virtual events, but I would also like to be very intentional in how I build those out so that they're well done. So the short answer is no, I don't have anything virtual at this time, but that doesn't mean I'm not building it. So yes, I will get there eventually, but I have to take one bite at a time. All right, let's see. Anything else right now? Yep. Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining me today. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to email us. Let's see, we have hello@secondservicefoundation.org. Happy to answer any questions that you have. And I look forward to seeing you all in May. Thank you.